Yo, I see dude got that commissary bag, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no crew, he ain't got no clique. I'm about to push up on him, see what I can get out of him. What's up, my dog? I see you just came back from the commissary, man. Let me get a pack of them cookies, man. I get you back next week, man. As soon as I go to the store, man, I get you right back. Man, I need a tuna. I don't want to use my own tuna. Hey, Gerard, let me holler at you, bro. Let me get a pack of his tuna, man. I go to the store next week. I get you right back, for real, man. Let me get a pack of tuna. Oh, what up, G? Let me get a couple of them honey buns, bro. What you mean I can't get no... The tuna and the cookies? Oh, I do owe you the tuna and cookies. Why don't you say something to me? I forgot all about it. Let me get a couple of them honey buns. I got you. I go to the store next week, bro. Check this out, player. Since you wanted to be petty last time, when I asked you for them honey buns, you didn't get them. Get it out. Get it out. Get everything. I want everything. Put everything in the bag. Get it out. Yeah. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Before I get into today's story, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I bring you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you at work, don't feel like being there, as we so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you like your 10, 15, 18-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, there is a message. You know, oftentimes you see content creators such as myself, other prison content creators, often tell stories about booty warriors, booty bandits, and also prison bullies. See, nobody likes a bully. But when you find yourself in an unforeseen, unfortunate environment of prison, everything goes. Anything goes. It's dog eat dog. And oftentimes, the weak get exposed. Had a situation. One of my unfortunate mini trips to prison. You had an individual. His name was Gerard. Gerard was in prison. Never bothered anybody. Never had a criminal record besides DUIs. You see, Gerard had gotten multiple DUIs. And on his 4th DUI, I believe, it was either his 3rd or his 4th DUI, they made it into a felony. Well, Kens, how do they make it into a felony? Because if you have multiple misdemeanors, what they do is they'll come back. I'm in a Commonwealth state. Let me remind you of that. What they'll do is they will aggregate. That's what it's called, aggregate. When they aggregate the charges, you have 3 DUIs, so we can use those, combine them as one, and make it a felony. So instead of facing up to 12 months in the county jail, now you're facing 1 to 5. Gerard ended up getting probation for 5 years. And he violated the probation by catching another DUI, so he was sent to prison. So now you have this individual. Gerard was a little bit darker than me. A little bit taller than me. I'm about 5'9", so if I had to go out on a limb, I'm going to say Gerard was every bit of 5'11". He wore glasses, short hair, short fade. He had a job to where he had worked for like 12, 15 years. He worked at Toyota. Very good paying job. He had been married, but he had a situation where his wife was cheating on him and she left him, and he was dealing with, you know, all of those things. So he ultimately lost his job at Toyota because of his drinking. And I believe that's the reason that he lost his wife, because of his excessive drinking. Gerard finds himself in prison. As I mentioned, Gerard was just a quiet guy. Didn't have any street ties. He didn't run with anybody. He was just one of those dudes that just stayed to himself. Now, Gerard had a little bit of money because he had his 401k plan that he had built up, and he had a little support from the outside world. So oftentimes, Gerard will go to the store, to the commissary. See, if you don't have any money coming in from the outside world, guess what? You're going to starve in prison. You get one pay, not necessarily a paycheck, but you get one payment per month, and it's called state pay. When you get your state pay, like in Kentucky, at this particular prison, I think it was like the third Wednesday of every month. You get your state pay, it's probably $25, $30 at best, unless you got like a special job. So, your average job, excuse me, your average job in prison, it's like a janitor. You can be a gym wreck. When I say a gym wreck, it's like helping out in the gym, basically. What else do they have? Work in the kitchen. Typically, people go and work in the kitchen that don't have a lot of money. You can do landscaping, cut grass, and weed eat, and things of that nature. $25, $30 in prison does not take you a long way. So like I said, if you have individuals sending you, $50, $60 a week, then you're going to be good. Well, Gerard will go to the store every week. At this time, you could only go to the store every week. Now I think you can go every day. Gerard will go to the store every week, and he never really had any issues. But he had an individual that peeped the scene. See, it's always somebody in prison that's watching you. From the time that you get off that bus, the gray goose, that's what they call it in Kentucky. From the time you get off that bus, you got individuals that's standing around and they watching. They're watching to see who you're around, see what your routine is, how often you go to the store, how often you're on the phone. And they're plotting on you. Okay, this dude, he don't have no clique. He don't have no crew. He don't rock with nobody. So guess what? He's prey. And we gonna get him. So you have these individuals that's watching him. And you had an individual named Homicide. It was about the same size. Actually, Homicide was a little bit shorter. He wasn't 5'11". See, I knew you all was going to try to say he was 5'11", but no, he was not. Everybody, the whole world is not 5'11", okay? The whole world is not 5'11". I'm trying to get you all to understand that. Homicide was probably about 5'9", 5'9.5". He was a little bit taller than me, so maybe 5'10", but he was not 5'11". But at any rate, he had went up to Gerard. Hey, man, think I can, borrow a pack of cookies? $1 cookies. Gerard didn't know this individual. Just out of the kindness of his heart, he's like, yeah, man, here you go. Gerard had plenty of food, plenty of commissary. The whole time, Homicide is really, he's plotting on Gerard to see, okay, how far he can take it. Next week comes, or store day comes. Homicide never brought Gerard his cookies back. Now, Gerard didn't press him about $1, some dollar cookies, basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I got the hiccups as I'm talking, but guess what? The show must go on, man. And this would not be edited out, respectfully. But he hadn't forgotten about the cookies, but he understands, like, okay, man, you ain't even gonna bring me my cookies back? A couple weeks later, Homicide comes back. Hey, bro, could I borrow, I forget exactly what it was, a pack of tuna or something like that. Now, he knows that Gerard has this because he's peeping him out. See, when you go to the commissary and you got a commissary bag. It's kind of like a net laundry bag, so you can pretty much see what an individual has in his bag. And then when you're unpacking your things, because we're in an open dorm, so when you're unpacking your things and you're putting them in your locker, people's watching. They bag watching. Okay, you got chicken, you got tuna, okay, you got 5 cans of chili. You got individuals that's like that. Now, what makes it so worse is Homicide was an individual. He wasn't starving. He went to the store every single week with big bags. He would just eat a lot. He didn't really go to the chow hall, so he ate out of his locker. That's what they call it in prison. When you don't really go to the chow hall, you eat out of your locker. And he liked to play a little poker, gambled a little bit. He comes back to Gerard, as I mentioned. Gerard's like, nah, bro, I can't do it. Damn, man, you being petty like that, man, over, I said I was going to give it back to you. Bro, you didn't even give me my pack of my cookies back. What cookies? Remember the cookies that you borrowed a couple weeks ago? Like when you borrow somebody's bike like they did on Friday. The beach cruiser. The one I let you use a couple weeks ago. Oh, that bike. I didn't know you wanted it back, homie. Yeah, it'd be like both of ours. Well, this individual was like, yeah, the cookies. Oh, yeah, I forgot, bro. I did. I forgot all about that. My bad, man. You see, I go to the store every week, man. Gerard goes ahead, gives him the tuna. About a week later, no tuna, no cookies. But yet, coming back from the store with this big old bag. Speaking of homicide, y'all rock with me. Let me know where y'all chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, man. Ain't no rush. Y'all rock with me. For y'all that want me to get on here and just tell my story just like that and get right into the story, gotta get some patience. And so, this is the second time that homicide has done Gerard like this. No big deal to Gerard. He said, you know what? He's just cut off. At this point, I'm not giving him anything else. It's very dangerous in prison. See, I've seen people get their wig split. I've seen people almost get unalived for less, way less. A pack of noodles. 50-cent ramen noodles. So nevertheless, some time goes past. Homicide comes back again. Hey, bro. Man, let me get a tuna. Let me get another tuna from you, man. My money will be here and I'm going to hit you back. Nah, man, I can't do it. Come on, bro. I really need this tuna. Bro, I can't do it. I can't let you borrow this tuna, man. I can't just keep giving you stuff and then you don't pay me back. Now, mind you, these two individuals don't even know each other. Homicide has never even spoken to Gerard. But yet you want to use him as a, you're trying to use him. At this point, Homicide feels some type of way. Okay, I'm going to get him. A couple weeks goes past. Gerard goes to the store. He comes back. Homicide runs down on him. What's up, man? Get it out. You know what it is. Now, when he runs down on him, he got like a blade. He pushing that blade. Like Dante from the Dante Show Network, man. He's a blade pusher. What's up, man? Get it out. Rob Gerard. Now, the open dorm that we were in, you had 2-man cubes. But you had lockers that were maybe, 3 foot high. So you can see in everybody's cube. So you got 2 men in this cube, 2 men in this cube. Self-explanatory. 2-man cubes. He goes in and he robs Gerard. Takes his whole bag. Matter of fact, everything in the locker too. Puts everything in the locker. Everything that's in the locker as far as, his food. Walks off. Everybody sees this. Everybody is aware of it. Gerard is not the type of individual that's really going to fight. He's not the type of individual. He doesn't have a violent bone in his body. Thing is, though, we in prison. Remember what I always say, dog eat dog. And nobody's really going to take up for you in prison. And nobody's really going to go out on a limb for you in prison if you're not, willing to take up for yourself, to say the least. Gerard's sitting over there, man, looking kind of sad. As to be expected. Dude done just robbed him. Came over with the blade. He think that it's all sweet. Now at this point, Gerard has a decision to make. What do I do? Is this going to be an every week thing? Every time I go to the store, this dude's going to come and try to rob me? I can't go tell. Because if I go tell, talk to the police and tell them what happened, then I'm a rat. And there's really no proof of it, although there are cameras, but cameras don't cover every single inch of the dorm that we were in. I'll just let it go, man. Goes back to the store the following week. Same thing happens, man. Homicide runs down on Gerard. Come on, man. Why you keep taking my stuff, man? Shut up. Come on, man. Stole him out, Debo. Takes his bag again. Now Gerard is really, really like, I cannot believe I'm in this situation, man. He's stressed. He has a bully on his back. He had an individual, man, I never will forget, named Marcus, man. Marcus was from Covington, Kentucky. Shout out to Covington, Kentucky. Right there by Cincinnati. Right before you cross over into Ohio, rather. That's Covington, Kentucky, man. Solid dudes from Covington, man. I done seen them dudes, man. 4 or 5 of them, man, take on 10 dudes, man. And they stood up and they got down, man. Much love. Salute to Covington, Kentucky. Dude named Marcus. He approaches, actually, he runs up on Homicide. What's up, man? I ain't gonna let you just keep taking dudes' stuff, man. Come on, bro. You ain't got nothing to do with this, Marcus, man. Me and you good, bro. You ain't got nothing to do with this. This penitentiary, man. You know how we get down in the pen? Nah. It ain't how I get down. Won't you take from a gorilla, man? Won't you come and take my stuff? Marcus was a gorilla. Marcus, too, was about 5'11". Big dude, man. Marcus was kind of young. He had been locked up for... He was one of those type of individuals. He had been locked up maybe since he was 19, 20 years old. So he had hit the weight pile, but he just had good genes. Pause. Double pause. Now, the reason I say he has good genes is because he might lift weights for 6 or 7 months, and then he won't go in the weight pile for 6, 7 months. Then he'll come back and lift for 6, 7 months. You know, but he had nice size on him. He was cut up. And he had whooped a couple people. To the point to where a lot of people didn't want no smoke with Marcus. And he had a reputation on the streets. He was close to getting out. So he tells Homicide, bro, you gonna give dude his stuff back, man. Nah, man, I ain't giving him nothing back. Okay. Late on that night, Marcus goes up to Gerard. He said, hey, bro, I'm gonna get your stuff back for you, man. Don't even trip, man. See, Marcus had a soft spot in his heart for Gerard, not on no funny stuff or no fruity or zesty stuff. He just didn't like to see an individual being bullied. But he tells Gerard, listen, man, you're going to have to start to protect yourself, man. Next time dude comes over here or anybody comes over here, you take his sock, you take his can of chili, because back then they had cans of chili. Now they have the pouches. You take this can of chili. So we're going to imagine this is a can of chili. And you put it in his sock, and you bust dude right upside his head. And I guarantee you he'll leave you alone, and he won't try to rob you anymore. Otherwise, he's going to continue to try to take from you. And then other individuals are going to see that he's doing it and getting away with it, and they're going to do the same thing, man. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. But I got you, though. I got you. So Gerard is telling him, nah, man, don't get yourself in no trouble, man. I know you're going to go home, and nah, I don't like dude anyway. I got you. Late on that night, he calls him out. What's up, Homicide? I want you. I want you, big boy. Homicide, come on, bro. You going to go home. That ain't even for us, man. I'm trying to make it home. I ain't trying to get no right. Yeah, but you keep robbing, dude. Won't you come and rob me? Take my stuff. My stuff is right here, man. Come and take my stuff. My stuff is right here on my bed. Go in there and take my stuff the way that you be taking dude's stuff. Homicide wanted no pieces of it. He calls him out. Dude don't want to fight. Guess what? He goes in his little cubicle area. Boom, 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 boom. Dusts him off. Scrapes him. Dusts him off. I'm talking about, man, he dusted him fast. I see why people didn't want to deal with Marcus on that level. Marcus had real live hands, man. To many people, Marcus was kind of like a hero after that. Because it's like, even though you're in prison, it's like, man, I wanted to do it. You know, that's how people say, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to become involved, and I didn't want to put myself, in that situation. That's how a lot of people, were thinking, their thought process. He busts dude up, grabs all his stuff, puts it in a bag, takes it over, gives it to Gerard. There's all your stuff back, bro. Gerard is trying to give him half the stuff. Nah, I don't want nothing. I ain't like dude anyway, man. A few days goes past. Nothing really happens. It's quiet in the unit. I want to say probably and I'm thinking back because I'm trying to get the times right. They do count at about 3 o'clock. 3:30, somewhere right around in there. They do a shift change. They call Marcus up to security. Marcus goes up to security, Next thing you know, probably 15 minutes later, you see officers with gloves on and the black trash bags. When you see the officers with the black trash bags in prison, somebody's getting packed up. Put all his property in the black bags, they leave. Somebody had dropped a dime on Marcus. Now, the only individual that could have dropped that dime was Homicide. Why? Because they didn't pack Homicide up. Now, if they had came and packed both of them up, then guess what? It would have been one of those things to where, okay, we heard that you all got in a fight, or we caught it on camera, or that wasn't the case. Homicide, man, I ain't had nothing to do with that, man. I ain't said nothing. A lot of people suspected that Homicide had dropped a note. Dropping a note means you may not necessarily go in and talk to the officers, but you take a note, you slide it under the door, you slide it in the mailbox, drop the kite. Yeah, Marcus did this, he took my stuff, he beat me up, he assaulted me. So now they're going to take Marcus to the hole for investigation. Marcus is gone. Probably about 2 weeks pass. Marcus never comes back to the dorm. You see, Marcus ultimately got released, but he got released from the hole. In prison, they'll throw you in the hole pending investigation. Marcus was that close to going home, but yet still handled his business and took up for an individual that he just didn't even know. Marcus already knew the worst thing that they can do, because he had lost a lot of his good time already due to just fighting and arguing with the guards. But dude was cool and laid back. He was very easy to get along with, far from a bully. He just didn't take no stuff, man. If a CO said something crazy to him, because a lot of times in jail or in prison, you got them COs that are overzealous. They think they can just talk crazy to you, man. I done seen COs get cold stomped out, cold knocked out. Marcus was one that would do it. He just didn't do it. But you best believe he would have done it. Couldn't really prove anything, so his release date stayed the same, and he got out from the hole. I guess this was Homicide's opportunity, if you will, to get back at Gerard. See, he knew that Homicide knew that Marcus, rather, had given him all his commissary, given Gerard all his commissary, which essentially was Gerard's commissary in the first place. Same thing happens. He runs down on Gerard. When he runs down on Gerard this time, Gerard already had it ready. Now, you can't just sit in your cell or your unit, your cube area, with a lock in a sock or a chili in your sock. That's considered a dangerous weapon, contraband. And you will go to the hole for that. Immediately. Not immediately, immediately. He already had it strategically placed to the side. You see, Gerard had anticipated the possibility of Homicide returning, trying to rob him again. Homicide ran down on him again. Gerard put that chili in the sock. He's trying to fight him. He's trying to hit him, but he's not a fighter. Homicide busted him up really bad. I mean, he did him bad, man. He dogged him out, man. He dogged him all the way out. Oh, you want to try to hit me with a can of chili? You want to bitch ass nigga? You want to stomped him, hitting him, just busted Gerard up. Gerard had his glasses on, man. He cracked his glasses. Oh man, it was a bad situation. Gerard couldn't really come out of the dorm for a few days because he was messed around. His face was messed around. COs was asking him what happened. You can't really avoid the COs because you have count time. Oh man, I hurt my feel. I was in a weight pile and the weight fell on me or whatever. He's making up, but he's not telling what really happened. He's not telling the fact that Homicide came in and robbed him for the third or fourth time and beat the brakes off of him. People had no respect. People had absolutely no respect for Homicide at this point. For the simple fact of, you let Marcus do you like that. Why don't you do Marcus the same way you're doing him? Now Marcus is gone. You know that he's gone. And you right back up to your same antics. Man, forget him, man. Dude ain't nothing, man. Dude's soft, man. Dude is soft. next night, homicide was in the shower. They got open showers. When I say open showers, you might have, this was at Lee County, Lee Adjustment Center in Beattyville, Kentucky. So the open showers, it's probably 10 people can get in at a time. Homicide's in there, he's taking a shower. As he comes out of the shower, boom! Dude just clocks him. Now when he clocks him, pretty much knocks him out because he has his shower shoes on. He's not even expecting it. He's still halfway wet from, getting out of the shower. Yeah, you dry off, but you put your paws, you put your boxes on or whatever, walk to your little area, and then you get changed or what have you. Dude hits him. Boom! Another dude hits him. Boom! There's 3 dudes on him. They stomp him. I'm talking about they stomp him all the way out. They do him bad. They do him, man. They stomp him all the way out. One goes to his area, grabs the bag again, puts all the stuff in the bag, takes it back over to Gerard. Here, bro. Gives Gerard his stuff back. They stomp him out so bad to where it's an investigation. See, there's times in the pen to where, let's just say you get hurt, you get in a fight, and, they know that fights are going to occur. You get in a fight, you got a black eye, busted lip, things of that nature. Okay, we'll let that go. But it's 3 dudes, man, that all got on boots, man. This dude got on no socks. He got on like the little shower shoes, sandal shoes. That's basically what they are. And they beat him so bad, man. I'm talking about they broke a couple ribs. Face was bloody. Just busted him up. When those type of beatings occur on the yard, whoever gets beat like that is not coming back out on the yard. 9 times out of 10, they're going to sit in the hole for an investigation. Then they're going to ship them off to another yard. That individual's not typically going to even want to come back to the same yard. Every once in a while, you'll have somebody, okay, yeah, put me back on the same yard. But no, 9 times out of 10, you're not trying to go back out to the same yard where they just busted you up. And for the rest of the time that I was there, I never seen anybody fool or mess with Gerard ever again. Now, I don't know how typical of a prison story that this actually is, because normally under those circumstances, under those conditions, as I mentioned in the beginning, people are not going to protect you in prison. Especially if you're not willing to take up for yourself. But see, this wasn't necessarily about Gerard as far as them beating Homicide up when he came out of the shower. This was about principalities. You see, Marcus was well respected on the yard. And being that he was well respected on the yard, he had several different homies that he dealt with. Marcus used to have that red flag hanging out of his back pocket, man. Y'all do the math. Kept a red flag hanging out of his back pocket. Meaning that he's around other individuals that kept that red flag hanging out of their pockets. Homicide thought that he was cool because, he was kind of respected on the yard as well. And, he had homies, and he thought that it was all good because Marcus was gone. So people feel like, okay, so Marcus is gone now. You think that everything's all good. You think that, everything is sweet. And it just wasn't. When you find yourself in prison, you'll have people that'll approach you. What's up, man? You a man or you a mouse? You gonna get down or you gonna lay down? And people will just come and try to take your things. They'll rob you. Same way they'll rob you on the street, they'll run up in your cell, in your cube area or whatever, and rob you in prison just as well. You got people that attempt to extort you. You got people that attempt to just take you. They'll try to finesse you out of your cheeks, man. Some people just run up on you, knock you out, and just take your cheeks. Oh, not me. That ain't gonna happen. Man, the same way that Homicide came out of the shower and never seen anybody coming. Never seen them dudes waiting on him. Same situation that can happen to you. You get a gorilla in there. Been locked up 10, 11, 12 years. Working out the entire time. He ain't had no drugs, no alcohol, anything like that. And you just fresh, I don't know, you been in there for 6 months. You've been on the streets just living it up, partying and not exercising and not, keeping yourself up as far as, staying in shape. And you think you're going to fight off one of these gorillas, man? One of these lions, tigers, bears, goons, hyenas? It definitely can happen to you. You see, Gerard was in a situation to where, had it not been for Marcus, I'm quite sure that he probably would have caught more time. Or he would have just checked in, went to the hole. One of the two things was going to occur. I commend Gerard because it would have been very easy for him to just go to the COs and be like, hey, man, I don't feel safe in this dorm, man. Put me in PC. See, he wouldn't have had to drop the dime on homicide or anybody else. That's all you have to say, from what I hear. I've never been to PC. But from what I hear, hey, man, I don't feel safe on the yard, man. Give me the PC. And you go to PC. Ultimately, they'll send you to another location. But when you go to another yard, see, there's going to be a homicide on every yard. There's going to be several homicides on every yard. But it's not going to be several Marcuses on every yard. Marcus had a good heart, man. Probably about a year after Marcus got out. I don't even know if it had been a year. Got word back, man. Marcus, he was unalived on the streets. And some street dealings. And I think back and I look at that situation. And I specifically remember how Homicide had a look on his face when Marcus ran down on him. Like, what's up, man? Take my stuff. Come on, bro. You know it ain't for me and you, man. We better than that, man. You know how we get down in the pen, man? No, I don't know how we get down in the pen. I don't get down like that in the pen, man. I would respect you if you did something like that to somebody that you knew was going to fight back. But now, man, I don't respect this. And what's so crazy, when I really thought about it, I had given Homicide a pack of cookies one time. Hey, bro, let me get a pack of cookies, man. 50-cent pack of cookies. Here, man. Kind of did me the same way. Never brought me the cookies back. He came back and, hey, bro, let me get... Man, bro. I ain't got it. But see, me, I'm a little different because now I'm ready for whatever. I'm not getting ready to, fight you over no 50-cent pack of cookies. I know a lot of people, they'll say it's not about what the cookies cost. It's about the principle. It's about respect. I don't care nothing about none of that. I gave it to you. You didn't give it back. It cost me 50 cents to not deal with you no more. But you wasn't coming taking nothing from me. Nothing. Nathaniel. Urban Dictionary. Not a damn thing. Not on here talking tough. I wasn't the toughest dude in prison. I've made that abundantly clear. Won some, lost some. Got in a lot. Got into it a lot. Because people would try you, man. Got into it with black dudes. Got into it with white dudes. I've been in dorms to where I was, it was only one or two of us blacks. I've been in dorms to where it's only one or two whites. One thing anybody will attest to, I wasn't a pushover. I didn't bother nobody. But you wasn't going to just take from me. So if Homicide had came back in there and tried the bully tactic like he tried on Gerard, just would have went down, man. It would have went down. And however it went is however it went. He's about the same size. Like I said, he had a couple inches on me. I don't like the way that sounds. He had a couple inches on me. Let's quadruple pause that. That's almost infinite pause. He's a little taller than me. But you're not going to take from me. And that's the mentality that you have to have, not just in prison, but just in life in general. Don't let nobody take nothing from you. Because guess what? Once they take once, they're going to come back and take again. And take again. So you got people in prison, they're not going to give you nothing. Because they understand once I give it to you once, feed a leech once, guess what? He's going to expect you to feed him over and over and over again. You spending way more money than me. You coming back with these big bag, $100 bags. $80, $90 bags. You have everything in your bag. Here I am. I'm just barely spending $35, $40 a week. And you going to come and try to borrow from me and then not give it back? But the whole goal is when you're in prison is to make it home. It's not to extend your stay. You see, Marcus was bowdy, and rowdy, so he didn't care. He lost all his good time. Like he told Gerard, I don't care nothing about going home. I should have been home, bitch. Get down. Let's get it. See, on a 10-year sentence, you can make it home in prison. At this particular time, it would take you about 6 years, 6 months to get home. Now they got so many different classes to where if you get in there and you just really, take all the classes that they offer, sign up for all the classes, you can make it home in probably 4.5 years on a 10-year sentence. Marcus had lost so much good time to where he had done 9 years. So I guess he was older than 25, 26, because if he came in at 18 or 19 and he had been in for about 8.5, 9 years, so he's 26, 27 years old, somewhere right around in there. Worst case scenario, man, y'all take an extra year from, that's all you all can take from me. Despite what happens, I'm going home in a year regardless. Not to say that that's the smartest mentality to have, but nevertheless, that was Marcus's mentality. But your average individual that goes to prison, man, you trying to come home to your family, to your woman, to your mama, to your loved ones, your friends. You're not trying to be in prison around a bunch of hard ankles, all those years. Once again, Marcus feel compelled, man. Nah, I don't like it, man. I don't like bullies. And I tell you what, homicide, he definitely got his issue twice, because he got whooped by Marcus, which we've all, been beat up. But then he got stomped all the way out by Marcus's crew. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. That's how they was stomping Homicide out. Stomping him out, all the way out. All he could do was just on the ground. He was just trying to cover up. If you're a bully, think about this story, man. Because the same way they did Homicide, guess what? It could happen to you. Real Kens TV.